Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Our service will begin in just a few moments. So good Shabbos, everyone, and welcome to this beautiful Shabbat Eve. Unfortunately, Rabbi Kale was not feeling well today, so she's taking care of herself tonight, and I'm here to take care of all of you. And sometimes we all need that moment when we can do that, and this was certainly time for her to be able to take a little bit of time just to make sure that she's 100% for everyone, as she always is. So we certainly wish her refuah shlema, that whatever it is that is ailing her right now should just be a one-day thing, and she can continue on feeling healthy and strong, which is exactly how we want for her to be. But with that, it's Shabbat, and Shabbat is a wonderful time, and this has been an exciting week for many of us Angelinos. And as Rabbi and I were talking about it earlier this week, we decided that we wanted to dedicate this particular Shabbat to our boys in blue. And I'm not talking about the police officers. I'm actually talking about the Los Angeles Dodgers and our new world champions. And so there will be some homages to the Dodgers tonight, as well as a wonderful opportunity a little bit later on for all of us to be able to conversate and have a little bit of conversations about memories and places that we've been that bring back really important memories in our lives. So with that, I am going to share my screen, and we will begin our service.
Cassie.
40 participants.
There we go.
What?
And if you are on and don't realize that you're not muted, please pay attention to that. And we begin our service tonight with a brand new nigun, a prayer that has no words, but a nigun that many of us know, even though we may have never sung it quite this way. Yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai. Yai die 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 die, yai die die die, yai die 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 die. Indeed, Shabbat Shalom. An artist cannot be continually wielding a brush. An artist must stop painting at times to freshen his or her vision. Living is also an art. We dare not become so absorbed in its technical processes that we lose our consciousness of its general plan. Shabbat represents those moments when we pause in our brushwork to renew our vision. Having done so, we take ourselves to our painting with clarified vision and renewed energy. This applies to the individual and to the community alike. We welcome Shabbat at this time now with the gift of light. As we light our Shabbat candles, if you have candles in your home, I invite you to light them as well. As we bless together. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner Shel Shabbat. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with your commandments and has commanded us to kindle the Shabbat light. We continue our welcome to Shabbat by blessing this cup overflowing with joy with these words of Kiddush, the sanctification of this day. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho be'ava u'vratzon hinchilanu zikaron lema'aseh v'reshit ki hu yom techila lemikra'e kodesh zecher letziat mitzrayim kivanu v'acharta ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים ושבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש Shabbat. Amen. L'chaim. Let's see. There we go. L'chaim. Sorry about that, folks. Didn't mean for you to hear the echo. We continue our welcome to Shabbat with these songs of Kabbalat Shabbat, and this particular one is going to be accompanied by one of my favorite accompanists of all time, and I know you're going to be shocked that it's not my friend Bob Remstein, but instead it's the great Nancy B. Heffley. Come on now. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים שבת אחים גם יחד. How great it is for brothers and sisters to hang out on this lovely day. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים שבת אחים גם יחד. How great it is for brothers and sisters to hang out on this lovely day. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים שבת אחים גם יחד. For all of my Dodger fan friends out there, that was It's a Beautiful Day for a Ball Game. We continue welcoming Shabbat with these words of Lecha Dodi, and this familiar melody, but maybe not for Lecha Dodi so much, that reminds us of what a fortunate people we are to be where we are. Lecha Dodi, likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. לך דודי, לקראת כלה. לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי, לקראת כלה. שמות זכור בדיבורך, השביענו אל המיוחד. אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד, לשם ולתפארת, ולתהילה. לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי, לקראת כלה. בואי בשלום, עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצולה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה. בואי חלה, בואי חלה. לך דודי, לך דודי, לך דודי. We love it. Shabbat Shalom. We have welcomed Shabbat now with these songs of celebration, these psalms of celebration, welcoming, of course, with those words, that melody, I should say, that is sung every single time the Dodgers win a baseball game. The words by Randy Newman to I Love LA. And it's really just wonderful to be all together. So I share with you this reading now as we enter into our Mariv service. A great pianist once asked by an admirer, was once asked by an admirer, how do you handle the notes as well as you do? The artist answered, the notes I handle no better than many pianists, but the pauses between the notes, that is where the art resides. In great living as in great music, the art may be in the pauses. Surely one of the enduring contributions which Judaism made to the art of living is the Shabbat. This is our pause between the notes, and it is to Shabbat that we look to restore to our lives the sense of serenity and sanctity that it offers. We welcome Shabbat, and we welcome ourselves to prayer. We call ourselves to prayer with these words of the Baruch Hu. Am I awake? Am I Aravim. Tonight we have been blessed to have been welcomed to our service by two amazing greeters from our board of directors. And actually three, if we count our greeter also on Facebook. Our friend Tom Rosenberg greeting people on Facebook tonight. And we thank you, Tom, for doing that. And of course, one of our greeters here in our house on Zoom is Linda Herman. And I invite Linda now for the honor of reading Ahavat Olam.
Love beyond all space and time, your life enfolds your people, Israel. We receive it in your teaching, your gift of Torah, sacred obligations, discipline, and law. So let us speak these teachings when we lie down and rise up, and find joy forever in your Torah and mitzvot. They are the very essence of our lives, ours to ponder and study all our days. May we never lose or be unworthy of your love. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. Blessed are you, Adonai our God, who loves your people Israel.
Thank you, Linda, and thank you again for greeting people tonight as they've entered into our service. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto, Le'olam Va'ed. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובישעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת. You were also greeted this evening by our VP of Finance, Marvin Belzer, and I invite Marvin now to share this next reading.
Neat. The Israelites walked into the Red Sea 1 foot at a time. What were they thinking about as the water rose up their legs, chilling their hearts, advancing towards their open mouths? We continue to walk here, now, 1 foot at a time, on our better days forward. Alone, I cannot reach the shore, far shore without drowning. Somehow I don't go under. The person to my right holds me up. Something I cannot see holds him up. Blessed is the source of help, so often unexpected. I step forward, the sea is vast. Blessed are you, gracious one, for your miracles that greet us every day.
Thank you, Marvin, and thank you again for greeting everybody so beautifully this evening as they've entered into our Shabbat service. Yai הקודש, נורא תהילות, עושה פלא, נורא תהילות, עושה פלא. ונאמר, כיבד אדוני את יעקב, וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני, גאל ישראל. This Shabbat is Shabbat Lech Lecha, the Shabbat where we celebrate that pivotal moment in the world, that moment when the first monotheist, Avraham Avinu, Abraham our father, realized that there was but one God. That moment when God told Avraham, or Avram at the time, to collect his things and to go to a place that he did not know, to leave the land of his fathers, to leave the place of his birth, and go to a place that God would show him. And he and Sarai did as they were asked. I can only imagine what it must have been like to wander, not knowing exactly where they were going, to exit that city and not know where they would land. But they did know one thing. They knew that they were sheltered by God. They knew that they were under God's protection, under God's chupat shalom, under God's canopy of peace in their lives. Each and every Shabbat, we pray the words of Hashkivenu, these words that ask God to spread over us God's chupat shalom. And I shared this version tonight as we think of Avraham Avinu and Sarai Manu. Oh, guide my steps and help me find my way. I need your shelter now. Rock me in your arms and guide my steps, and help me make this day a song of praise to you. Rock me in your arms and guide my steps. How many people do we know that are wandering right now? Afraid of where that next step will be, not certain exactly of how to get to where they're going or if they even know where they're going. We take them into our hearts and we ask, oh, guide my steps and help me find my way. I need your shelter now. Rock me in your arms and guide my steps, and help me make this day a song of praise to you. Rock me in your arms and guide my steps. And help me find my way. I need your shelter now. Rock me in your arms and guide my steps, and help me make this day a song of praise to you. Rock me in your arms and guide my steps. The steps of our service take us now into our time alone with the Holy One of Being, our conversation that we enter into to speak with God, to share our innermost thoughts, our innermost prayers, and to know that we have entered into the presence of the divine. We ask that God open our lips so that our mouths may declare God's praise. Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi agi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. La-la-la-la-la, ya-la-la-la-la, 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 ya-la-la-la-la. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzchak v'Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel v'Elohei Leah האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון, גומל חסדים טובים, וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה, מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן. ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיה הכל אתה רב להושיע. משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיה הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישוע, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיה הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום, יעללוך סלע. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש. You are holy, your name is holy, and those who strive to be holy declare your glory day by day. Blessed are you, Adonai, the holy God. We take this time now to pray the prayers that are written upon our hearts. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל So I mentioned earlier that Rabbi Kale and I, as we were talking about this Shabbat and considering all that's been going on in our world, that we decided to dedicate this Shabbat to our world champion Dodgers. Not just because it's exciting to live in Los Angeles and to have two world champion teams in the same year between the Lakers and the Dodgers just a few weeks apart. Not just because we've been waiting for this for 32 years, but because it's Shabbat Lech Lecha. Because this Shabbat, as we look at the story, the beginning of the story really of what will become the Jewish people, and we realize that Abraham and Sarah truly were perhaps just in the right place at the right time, but also that they were just about to begin this journey of experiences that would affect their lives and the future lives of our people. When God said, Lech lecha me'artzecha mimoladetcha mibeit avicha, go forth from this place. Go forth from this place of your birth, this place that you know as your home, this place, this home of your father. Leave the home of your father and go to a place that I will show you. Go to a place that I will show you. How many places and things have we done in our lives that showed us something important, that shaped us into the people that we are in some way? Abraham and Sarah, we know what's going to be shaped of them because it's been chronicled and it's been written. But as Rabbi and I started talking about the Dodgers, I started reminiscing to 1988 as I sat in my dorm room on the floor, surrounded by about 8 or 9 other people from my dorm, while the rest of the dorm sat outside in the common area saying, why are you guys hanging out in there and not sitting out here with us and getting to know us? It was during orientation week. But the bond that was created that night between the 9 of us, or the 10 of us that were there, was a bond that lasted all throughout college. And then I reminisced about a time when Debbie Rowe and myself and David Officer and his son Kevin, who now is the father of 2 children and at that time was probably about 10 years old, packed up our lunch to go to opening day at Dodger Stadium. We made matzah corn dogs, matzah meal corn dogs, where we took the matzah ball mix and we wrapped it around the hot dog and we put it on a stick and we fried it, and just to see if it would work. And it did. And because we knew we couldn't have a beer when we were at the game, we made tequila sunrises because it was Pesach and tequila is made from the agave plant. And so it's kosher LePesach. And we got into a limousine because we didn't want to deal with all of the parking issues. And we rode out to Dodger Stadium and we enjoyed this incredible opening day. I don't actually even remember if the Dodgers won. It doesn't matter, because we had this experience, this bonded experience together, the 4 of us, along with 45,000 of our closest friends, sitting in the stands. And it's an experience that to this day, this father of 2 now still recounts and remembers. Still, when he sees me, he says, do you remember when I was a kid and we went to that Dodger game, Cantor? That was so amazing. All of us have had experiences in our lives. Some of them are sports related. Some of them are not. But experiences that somehow have shaped us, shaped our relationships, shaped who we've become. And so what we're going to do tonight is something special and different. I'm going to, in a few moments, send you into breakout rooms for just a few minutes so that in small groupings, you can share some of your personal experiences with each other. I'm going to give you 4 minutes. It's not a very long time, maybe 5 if I feel generous at the end. But it's not a very long time. But it's time for you to be in that room with the other 4 or 5 people and share with each other those lech lecha moments in your lives. Those moments when you experienced something that somehow shaped you and changed you. And maybe it was being at a world championship baseball game. Maybe it was watching this guy behind me pitch. I don't know what it was, but I hope that you guys will take this time to share with each other. And then I'll bring you all back into the room and we will have the opportunity to maybe just share just a couple of instances that were shared within our rooms. And if you're with us on Facebook Live and you want to share something in the chat, I want to invite you to do that as well. Feel free to share something in the chat that shaped you in some way. And with that, I'm going to whisk you away to your rooms. And when there's about a minute left, you'll see a clock come up that's going to say you have 1 minute left, and it will count you down so you'll know to start wrapping things up. Enjoy some time with each other, sharing your Lech Lecha stories. All right, that worked. Rachel 2. And again, to all of our friends who are watching on Facebook Live right now during these few minutes, if you'd like to share something within the chat, I would love to be able to share 1 or 2 of them when the people return from their Zoom breakout rooms. It's so wonderful to have all of you with us on Shabbat and joining us through our live stream. I love that Barbara Nevins has already shared something. Thank you, Barbara. Ah. We're just going to take another 2 minutes while everyone's away for me to sit here with all of you that are just on Facebook and YouTube. I remember another story that surrounds the Dodgers. Actually, didn't surround the Dodgers, but it does surround baseball. One of my very, very, very dear friends, perhaps one of my best friends, I should say. He and I were able to go to a World Series game many, many years ago, and just such a treat to be able to sit anywhere in the stands and feel the palpable feeling of joy and excitement as your favorite teams are up against each other and really playing their best that they can play. And it really is such a special gift to be able to be a part of that, to be able to see athletes at their best as well. Oh, and I see my wife just shared a memory. Thank you, Jody. Oh, and Barbara Nevins, I think, is typing something. She says she has something really special to share. I'm so excited about that. I can't wait to know what it is. Just another 57 seconds and everyone will be coming back into our room with us. See, some of them are already popping in. 48 more seconds and everyone will be back with us. Don't let that stop you from typing, Barbara, because I can't wait to hear what you have to say. Ah, Barbara, I know that story. Thank you. That's so sweet. And everybody should be coming back into the room now. I'm excited to see everybody back. I hope that you all enjoyed some time with each other and sharing. Would someone like to unmute and share one of the recollections that was shared in your room? Perhaps something, maybe let's start off with one thing that's sports related, and then we'll go to something that's non-sports related, because I want to really be inclusive of everyone.
Here is my Sandy Koufax baseball that I caught at Dodger Stadium in 1964, and he signed it for me twice.
Oh my goodness, Diane, you caught it?
No, my friend that was sitting next to me, it hit her on the knee, bounced off her knee into my hands,
Ah!
broke her knee, and we were driven home in an ambulance, but I got the ball.
Oh, Diane, what a wonderful memory. What a wonderful
yeah.
memory. I love it. And does someone have something that's non-sports related that you want to share? I recognize that sports doesn't speak to everyone.
Yeah, true.
I think I heard somebody unmute.
Yeah.
Yeah, Doug, did you want to share something?
Yeah, in the middle of high school was January senior year, rather, middle of senior year. I figured out that I had accomplished everything I wanted to in high school, and I could either do another semester the same, or it was a good time to do something else. So I ended up giving my high school 2 weeks notice, skipping the country, and did a semester in Israel. And that was definitely a Lech Lecha kind of moment.
Absolutely. That's a wonderful Lech Lecha moment. Just to share with you a couple of things that came up on Facebook. Actually, both of them from our dear friend Barbara Nevins. She talked about one of her memories that she cherishes so much are going to Dodger games with her late husband. Even when his dementia was very advanced, he still explained exactly what was happening when their son took them to the game. And she really treasured those memories, the memory of that night. And in the same vein, she remembers when their son flew to New York City because she and her late husband Larry, were visiting there, and he flew there just to take his dad to a Yankee game. And you know, these are special memories. These are special moments that really do shape our lives. So I hope that if we learn anything from Abraham and Sarah, it's that these Lech Lecha moments are continuous. They never stop. You know, just because Abraham and Sarah had that big moment, it didn't mean that there weren't other amazing moments that continued in their lives each and every day. Other moments throughout the Torah as we read their story and as we read the stories of their son and their grandson, and really the shaping of the Jewish people over time. May we all be open to hearing those voices that guide us in different directions. May we always know that when we hear the voice that comes from within, it is the voice of God guiding us in some way. And may we sometimes take the risk and take that Lech Lecha moment and go to Israel, or just go to the ball game because we feel like it. And we never know what just might happen there that could really change our lives. Shabbat Shalom. So it is time now for us to transition to the time when we ask God's healing presence for those whom we love. When we ask for refuat haguf or refuat hanefesh, healing of the body or healing of the soul. And I invite you to share the names of your loved ones in the chat, both on Facebook and here on Zoom, as we prepare to enter into this time of Mishaberach. Tovia ben Avraham, Tim Paulnow, Daniel Fisk, Nadine Wilkerson, Mart Cohen, Steve, Riva, Skoll, Sarah Gill, Kristen Lilly, the Grove family, Josh Montgomery and Susan Felberg, Rabbi Ann Brenner, Linda Zweig, Clay Busha, Sheila Chandra, Phyllis Morton, Art Hirsch, Marion Oxenhorn, Rabbi Cassie, Sarah Gill, Rabbi Kale, David Schneer, Bella, Bianca Wallace, Joy Licht, Steve Schwartz, Phil Eichner, Gary Thorne, Merle Kreibach, the patients in the hospital down the street from the synagogue, David Schneer, Judith Summerstein, Eli Feinderman, Judah Rosen, Jennifer Hamburg-Roski, Joanna Hamburg, Leon Gainen, Riva Skoll, Josie and Steve Gianetto, Jackie Barley, Hillary Whittam, Lisa Mandel, Annie Zaks, Rabbi Jonathan Sachs, Connor Lewis, Margot Silver, Julia Eisenberg, David Schneer, Howard Reese, Susan Reese, Elaine, Harold, David Schneer, Dennis Holstein, Patrick Fink, the Groves, ourselves, and anyone else in need of healing, Margot Silver, Rita Hamlin, Sandy Chickman, Barbara Perler, Tree of Life, Pat Wade. For all of those mentioned and all of those for who cannot be mentioned, we ask God's healing presence as we share in the words of Mishaberach Lecholim. Refainu Adonai b'nei Rafeh. And our thoughts turn now to those who have left this earthly existence, those who are no longer with us, those whom we have loved and who have loved us, for whom we take this moment now of memory. We're mindful of families who are still within the period of Shiva, the family and the friends of Eva Gerlich, dear friend of Rose Kolash, and those who are still in the period of Shloshim, the families of Mackenzie Williams, Jack B. Silver, Edna Stearns, Jack Stearns, Esther Spector, and Marion Harvey. We remember also those who died at this time in years past, those for whom we observe Yortzeit this week: Robert Allen, Dara Becker, Morris Binstein, Lillian Blatt, Esther Borgita, Sita Braunchild, Sally Davidson, Joseph Friedman, Morris Friedman, Harry Frumis, Leon Gainan, Alex Glassman, Eileen Harris Jordan, Beula Yisrael, Lawrence Israel, Harold Carden, Boris Kolash, Harriet Korn, Roman Kvitschko, Morris Jacob Lennon, Fred Lieberman, Molly Math, Jane Mayer, Daria Naftalin, Talwin Nesselrode, Ilania Ochitil, John William Pilon, Ruth Pulitzer, Morton Reese, Norman Rosen, Morris Rosenblum, Samuel Schneider, Robin Bob Schwartz, Miriam Silver, Lenny Simon, Raphael Sawyer, Phil Weinstein, William Weiss, Jack Franklin, Harry Zeed, Marcia Blavitt. We take all of these names into our hearts with our own as we share these words of Kaddish Yatom, these words of the mourner's Kaddish. V'ulamor. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei rabba. Be'alma divrach chirutei v'yamlich malchutei. B'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chayei dechol beit Yisrael. Ba'agala uv'zman kari v'imru amen. Yehei shmei rabba mevorach leolam ulalmei almaya. Yitparach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitale v'yithalal shemei dekudesha brichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechemata. Da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlomo rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. V'imru amen. Osei shalom bimromav. Hu ya'asei shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Ve'al kol yoshvei tevel. V'imru amen. Zichronam livracha. May their memories be for a blessing. Osei shalom bimromav. Hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru amen. Ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol yoshvei tevel ve'imru amen. Shabbat shalom. And with that, representing our board of directors tonight, with a few words of greeting and announcements, our friend Andrea Lawrence. Oh, there you are.
Here I am. Well, Shabbat Shalom, everybody. I'm happy to be here tonight representing the board of directors and celebrating our Dodgers. And Cantor, Ilan, your music choices made me feel like I was back in the stadium. So here we go. We've got a lot going on. Please join Pam Tarlow, our meditation facilitator, tomorrow evening at 5 p.m. for a special meditation class. This class explores different techniques in Jewish meditation and mindfulness. Then please join Rabbi Cassie for Havdalah tomorrow night at 7 p.m. It's our weekly Havdalah service marking the end of Shabbat and welcomes in the new week with prayers, blessings over the wine, spices, and the braided candle. We are all starting, we're starting the second cohort of the Artist Midrash this Sunday at 2 p.m. and inviting anyone to join us as we will study Jewish texts and explore how creativity adds meaning to our lives through a Jewish lens. Artists will share their creative endeavors in visual arts, poetry, writing, theater, and music. If you'd like to attend, please speak to Cantor, Davidson, or Georgia Friedman Harvey, our Cultural Arts Chair. So our special fundraiser, we have Congregation Near Tomato, the South Bay, Temple Menorah, and us, and we're presenting an online multi-synagogue fundraising event on Saturday, November 7th at 7:30, the Matzah Ball Diaries. It's a live on Zoom, which is presented by the Jewish Women's Theater. Hopefully everybody can attend. Please contact Shoni in the finance office for payment of this fabulous event. And after it's processed, Shoni will provide you with a Zoom link by email. Finally, a quick reminder, turn your clocks back tomorrow. Daylight savings time sadly is ending. So please don't forget to set your clocks back 1 hour before you go to bed tomorrow. Don't forget to vote. And I wish everybody a healthy and safe Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you, Andrea. Shabbat Shalom, and thank you for representing our board so ably tonight. And again, thank you to our amazing greeters, Marvin Belzer and Linda Herman and Tom Rosenberg for greeting everyone tonight and also representing our board so beautifully. I do want to share with people also that pay attention next Shabbat. Our Friday night experience is going to be a little bit different. Next Friday night, we are going to be joining with the Camp Newman community, the URJ Camp Newman community for Shabbat. So the service will begin at 5:30 and then there will be a break, a short break, and then you'll come back together at 7:15 for singing and for dancing and Israeli dancing and singing. It's going to be an amazing Shabbat experience. If you've never experienced Shabbat at camp, I was going to say camp at Shabbat, that's good. If you've never experienced Shabbat at camp, this is a wonderful opportunity. It's great for any age. So please don't think, oh, I shouldn't go to that. That's just for the kids. No, it's for everyone. And for those of you, though, who do need to say Kaddish next week, we'll invite you to join us on Shabbat morning at 10 o'clock when we do our healing service. And we'll be including Kaddish in the healing service Shabbat morning. So please join us for Camp Shabbat. If anybody on here, by the way, is a returning camper or a former camper of Camp Newman and would like to return to Camp Newman this next summer, registration is open for returning campers right now. So you should have gotten an email from me or from the temple or from the camp. And please register now because within the first 24 hours of registration, 1/4 of the spots of camp were filled. So people are excited about going back home to Santa Rosa and about re-registering and about getting to camp. Oh, thank God, being able to camp in person next summer. So it's very exciting news, very exciting news. With that, we're going to send you all off to Oneg Shabbat, which means you'll be whisked away into new breakout rooms. And I want to wish all of you Shabbat Shalom. And again, I want to wish Refuah Shlema to Rabbi Kale, that she should feel better and stronger immediately. And I hope that all of you have a blessed Shabbat. Enjoy your time with each other in your Oneg Shabbat breakout rooms. Have fun.